Catherine, if you want to go ahead.
Okay. All right, I'll call this meeting to order. Once you guys finish reviewing the warrant.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Cool, hot off the presses.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks to you.
Yeah.
It's snowing where I started, huh?
Today?
Yeah, right now.
Oh,
I don't know if
it's
it might
cold
have-
enough.
Oh, my house, I walked up the door, it's snowing.
Wow.
And then I went up over the Woods Hill Road, it's snowing like crazy, so the moon's out. I wouldn't amount to much, but,
Snow showers.
yeah. Snow squall,
Right?
that's what we used to call them
Yeah.
on the coast.
Yeah.
They're fun. They're kind of fun.
Oh, yeah,
They
absolutely.
don't remind me.
It's okay.
This is what you guys want to share. That's slideshow.
Any pictures yet? No?
Yeah, fire truck stuck, huh?
Yeah, what's that? How we didn't haul it out?
That was a couple weeks ago, wasn't it? A week ago? I saw them down over the, off the edge of the road there by East Baldwin Fire Department. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a long story, then, yeah. That's a very long story on that
Who's,
one.
who's driving, Chad? Never mind.
That's a well-kept secret.
You guys ready? All right, first thing is to review and approve November 2nd, 2021 minutes.
I move that you approved as written.
So your second?
I'll second.
All in favor? And second thing, review and approve November 16th, 2021 warrant.
I just wanna make a note on the payroll warrant. We reviewed Ariel Nickerson's, payroll time cards, and when I met with her, I think we talked about it when we met with her last time, that we would pay her for the week that was closed due to the COVID exposure.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And, I was in the town office this morning, and we checked with, MMA and the, auditor, and we can't do that unless it's voted on by the townspeople. And if you go back and look at our personnel files, she's a part-time employee, so they don't get special consideration.
For part-time, yeah.
So, what she was paid for was for the previous week, not last week, as the same with Carla Wakefield. And, there is one change though that needs to be done here, because Ariel came in on Sunday and spent an hour and a half talking to me about what she was going to do the following week, and so she needs to be paid for that. So this, I'll just make a little mark on this.
Okay,
But she's paid based on the time that she was here.
okay,
Just to make a note of it.
all right.
So I move that the warrants, be accepted as they are.
Okay. Wait a second.
That's good.
All in favor?
And she called me this afternoon to ask about why her paycheck was the way it was, and I explained to her that I had misspoken.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I apologize.
No way, yeah, I should. Yeah. All right, sign the other one.
Technical difficulties here.
You, Katie?
Yeah,
You're
hi.
up next.
All right, thank you so much. Should I stand?
Sure.
All right, okay, great. Wonderful, well, thanks so much, Danielle, for inviting me to attend. So my name's Katie, I work with a company called Ampion Renewable Energy.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I initially reached out, we're one of the administrators, participating companies of Maine's community solar program, or net energy billing. And I reached out because the town has already signed up to participate by signing up some of their municipal buildings. Ampion specializes, we have a history of working alongside community groups and municipalities to work together to help residents take advantage of community solar. But first off, is everyone familiar with net energy billing and the legislation that was passed in 2019 to promote community solar?
I'm not, no.
Okay, okay, so the paper you have in front of you that explains it in a little more detail, but essentially in 2019 the Maine legislature passed bipartisan legislation, and it essentially just makes renewable energy very easy for anybody to take advantage of. So most folks are familiar with rooftop solar, and that's where you might make a bit of a financial investment and you put solar panels on your roof. It is the best option for people who can do it, and there are a lot of cases where people can eventually make money off their solar panels on their roof, but it's not a great option for everyone. The state of Maine has the really ambitious goal of reaching 80% renewable energy by 2030. So, that's why they passed this legislation and are working really hard to help regular folks really take advantage of renewable energy.
Okay.
So there are, I believe, 231 different community solar farms that are in construction now across the state. Ampion we've been around since, I believe, 2012. Our founder and CEO is a native Mainer, so Ampion was founded in the Bar Harbor area back in 2012. Our headquarters is now in Boston, and we have experience working in some of the earliest community solar programs in Massachusetts and New York. In New York, we developed a very strong municipal partnership program where we have worked alongside municipalities to help educate and enroll residents in community solar. The way the community solar program works here in Maine, just about anyone can participate as long as they pay their utility bill to either CMP or to Versant. And once they enroll, they're eligible to save about 15% on their electric bills every month, and they are supporting local renewable energy development. So this is a program that is helping people save some money and supporting clean local renewable energy development. So we've worked collaboratively with many municipalities in New York where community solar has been around quite a bit longer, and we partner with the town to get the word out and educate residents about the program. We do so in several ways. We can do it by sending mailers out to everyone in the town. We find that putting a flyer in like a bill or something that people are going to open anyway, like a tax bill or a water bill, tends to be the best way to do it. If that's not an option, we also do postcards. I imagine some of you may have received a bunch of postcards already from just different community solar companies. Yeah, that's, you know, when I talk to most people, they say like, oh, I've gotten all these postcards. But we find that this is really an effective way to get the message out and to residents because there is a lot of confusion about the program. Especially there are a lot of different kind of third-party energy suppliers who have had misleading tactics, who, you know, will have someone sign a contract saying they're getting cheaper electricity and then their rates skyrocket. This is very different from that, and that has been a challenge in convincing homeowners to sign up to participate. This is a program that is really administered by the Maine Public Utilities Commission, so there are a number of protections in place. And some of the results we've had working with towns across New York, a lot of these towns tend to be a little bit bigger than some of the towns here in Maine. But in the deck, I showed you an example of a town that we've been working with recently. In just the past 2 or 3 months, 100 people have enrolled in the program, and we are making donations for every person who enrolls. So often, in a lot of cases, it'll be a $100 gift card to every person who enrolls in the program, and then we can make a $100 charitable donation. In the programs we've worked in New York, most of that has gone directly to the town. So we could do that. It could go to a specific community fund that you are trying to raise money for. It could go to a local food bank, which I've been, a couple of our partners, we've talked about doing that kind of work, especially with the winter and the holidays approaching. We are just now starting a program with it's a company called the Sports Arena. It's in Herman, Maine. They actually sold the land that one of our solar farms is being built on, so we're working with this company, and they are raising money for Toys for Tots right now. We also ran a pretty successful campaign with the Red Barn in Augusta, where when people sign up, we are giving them $100 worth of Red Barn gift cards. We're also making donations to Meals on Wheels. So in a nutshell, that's essentially what I'm here to propose. You know, since the town of Baldwin already has taken the step of signing on municipal buildings to take advantage of community solar, we want to see if there's an opportunity to work together to get the word out to residents, to raise money for an important town project or initiative of really your choice, and help folks take advantage of renewable energy, save money on their bills, and help the state reach the really ambitious goal of hitting 80% renewable energy by the year 2030. So that's a very quick version in a nutshell. There's a little more information in the packet I gave you, but do you have initial questions?
So, Katie.
Yeah.
So you don't represent a particular solar farm, or do you?
So Ampion works with a number of, we're working to fill a number of solar farms. So some of the farms that are slated to go live later this year are in Waterville, Lewiston, Poland, and then we have a number of other farms that are going live in mid-2022 and at the end of next year. So some of the developers we're working with, I believe they're renewable properties, the local developer that we're working with, and building farms within the CMP area of Maine. And we're also working with a company called Summit Ridge Energy up in the Bangor area in the Burson territory.
We have, I think that we have 5 solar farms going in Baldwin.
Wonderful.
4 of them, I believe, are gonna end up being community solar. No, 3 of them are, I think. 4 of them. And as you said, people get these flyers in their mailbox, but it doesn't tell them which solar farm they're working with. And I know my daughter's got one and filled it out 2 or 3 times, and I haven't heard anything from anybody.
Oh, really?
And so.
I'll give her my card also.
Yeah, good. So we're just curious as to who you're representing in general. So there are a number of solar farms, but not involved in that you're affiliated with.
Yeah, none of the ones that we are currently subscribing folks to are involved in. So when we sign people up, we'll have a number of farms that we're essentially subscribing to at any moment, and they will get assigned to one of those farms. But we do, because we're filling a number of projects, we can't always guarantee that someone will get assigned to a specific project. But that's essentially how the process works. So we can't always, I think most companies are in the same boat as us, where they're working to fill a number of projects at once. But once someone is assigned to a farm, that's when they'll know the location and so on.
I got a day in the mail to find out they wanted me to support was in Belfast.
You don't want your electricity from Belfast, do you?
Is that Ireland?
Yeah. No, I don't. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Exciting with some of the electricity we're generating here is going to Bath Iron Works, so
Okay.
we're swapping.
Paul, you got something?
Well, I understood you to say that if you were signing up for this, you get a 15% discount.
Yeah.
If you were shown to be supporting solar, what does that mean?
So the way community solar works with the discount, when you sign up for a community solar farm, you're signing up for a portion of that farm that is roughly equivalent to your home's annual electric usage. So let's just say, for example, my house, let's say it's 5,000 kilowatt hours per year, and let's just say, just to use like round numbers, let's say that's like 5 solar panels. So I'm paying for the production of energy from those solar panels at a 15% discount from CMP's standard offer rate. So the only challenge to this is that it is a little hard to explain. So please bear with me, I do my best. Yeah. So I will pay my bill to Ampion, for example, and I'm paying at a discounted rate. Then on my bill to CMP, I will see a credit on my bill. So just to use round numbers, let's say my panels produce $100 worth of energy. I'm going to pay $85 for that energy. On my bill to CMP, it'll be minus $100. So that's where the discount comes in. So you're paying for that production of energy at a discounted rate, and then you are getting that credit on your bill to CMP.
So what are you paying to get into the program?
Nothing. Yeah. There's no cost to enroll. There's no cost to exit the contract. We ask for, I think, 6 months notice to replace someone's participation on a given solar farm.
So it sounds like you're kind of buying into some of the panels that produce electricity.
Yeah.
So you kind of not really own them, but you're kind of invested into them.
Exactly. So, well, that's the thing. It's you don't have to buy them. And in this case, when mentioned the example of, you know, you put solar panels on your roof.
Mhm.
In that case, you're making an investment that can pay off in the long term.
Yeah.
But in this case, this is solar as a service almost. This is the subscription-based model. So
Okay.
the solar developers who, you know, raise all the money and, build the solar farms, they're the ones making the money long term, but they are able to pass along some of those savings to subscribers. So that's why there's no cost to enroll, because they are, you know, subscribers are paying the solar developers, they get to make money, and, people can take advantage of renewable energy and save some money on their bill.
Mhm.
Yes.
So reading the newspaper, I see that the price of electricity is gonna go up. We've already got a boost in the price of delivery
Mhm.
earlier this year. So, if somebody signs up to this program, are they subscribing to the electricity or to the delivery, or to both?
It's both. So it covers, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because as electricity prices rise, you know, the amount you're paying will increase as well, but you're guaranteed that discount. So you're guaranteed to pay 15% less than whatever the standard offer rate is with CMP. And the credit on your bill applies to both the delivery and supply charges on your bill.
Yeah. Okay. So you're signing up for 15% off the combined rate?
Yes. Well, you're signing up to, you know, pay for some electricity from the solar farm at a
Right.
discounted rate, which then, of course, gets credited on your bill to CMP. Yeah.
Okay. So, what you're asking for the town to do
Yeah.
is what?
So our ask is to consider working with us to get the message out to residents. And the way we typically do that is by sending out mailers to the town. And we would cover the cost of the mailer. We would cover the cost really of everything. What we ask is to be able to use the town logo and ideally get a quote that we can put on a postcard or a mailer. One of my colleagues is working with committee, it's called Green Ellsworth, so like the sustainability committee within Ellsworth, and they are doing a mailer, and the idea is that we are asking people to attend an informational session where they can learn more about the opportunity to enroll in community solar, and then, of course, enroll. So that we would do kind of an educational presentation first, and then make ourselves available to answer questions that people have about the program.
And the town earns what in return for use of our logo?
So we can make some type of donation of $200 for every person who enrolls through our partnership. The way we typically structure that is to give the residents a $100 Visa gift card, so that they have, you know, their own motivation to sign up quickly. And then we can make a $100 donation to the town, to a local food bank, or really, it's up to you to decide where you want that money to go. I shared an example of, I think, the town Putnam Valley in New York, where we were able to, in just a couple months, I think out there it says 77 enrollments, but I checked the numbers today and they're up to 106. So that's over $10,000. That's also a much bigger town, so I wouldn't necessarily expect those kinds of numbers in a town this size, but I think we could raise $2,500, with 25 town members to sign up, somewhere between $2,500 to $5,000 on the high end, for something important.
What's the likelihood that we're gonna get a better offer from somebody else?
That's a good question. The program is the same regardless of the company that you're talking to. There are some companies that have been doing a 10% offering the 10% discount. Most companies are now offering 15% because we all have to compete with each other. And
Well, we're not in the 15%, per se, it's, well, I guess maybe,
yeah.
go ahead. Okay.
And then beyond that, I don't know that any of the other companies operating in Maine right now are taking the same approach that we are in terms of working to build community partnerships. So I am completely focused on building community partnerships. We work with, so far, a couple breweries in the Portland area. We work with a company called the Green Store. They're all our customers, which is why I started the conversation with them. We did a really successful campaign with the Bread Barn in Augusta. We also are about to start a partnership with the Pine Tree Society. Are you familiar with them?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we're doing a really neat campaign where we're raising money for their 49th annual Dice Arts Snowmobile Ride-In. If you're familiar with that big event in February, so we have a special offer for their corporate sponsors. They also are going to hand out flyers through some stores to get people to sign up. So in that program, we are making a $150 of donation to support Pine Tree Camp, and we are giving folks a $50 gift card to LL Bean. So that's, how the Pine Tree Society decided to structure it. They know people are really excited just about supporting Pine Tree Camp. So we found that a larger donation seemed to make sense, and they're also planning to sign up their offices with us as well.
Now, in order to use our logo, will there be some kind of contract that we'll have to sign?
We don't ask for one. If you want us to put something together, we can, but we find that we'd rather just have an agreement to work together,
Okay.
like a handshake kind of deal,
Yeah.
rather than get into the weeds on like a legal agreement, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
The legal part of it, so we put our logo on it, are we sticking our neck out?
Mhm.
Something that, we're gonna get blamed for something that, the town's promoted this, I hope it, we got it.
Well, what was going through my mind is there any other offers out there?
Yeah. Sure, okay.
I mean, we seem to be getting quite a few right now, so.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't think we've seen one like this.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Where the town earns money or offers a credit card to the rebate as well. But we might need to check with MMA if there's an issue.
Nice to get Dave lawyers and town attorney,
It's good to get the information, isn't it?
Of course, yeah. And beyond that, we wouldn't ask for exclusivity. If another company approaches you and they have the same offer, great. You're welcome to work with whoever you want.
With them as well.
Yeah.
So we're not exclusive to you.
Yeah,
right.
we wouldn't ask for that.
Okay.
Because we know that's not a reasonable ask.
Okay, sounds good.
Wonderful.
Yes, Paul?
Just a quick question. If you're already a solar energy producer,
Yeah.
is there any change in the net metering with CMP?
So you mean if you have solar at your house?
Right.
That's a good question. I don't think so. I think if you wanted to participate, if you still want to participate in community solar, if the panels on your house aren't offsetting all of your energy usage, you can sign up for a portion that's not covered by your solar panels. I don't know that there would be any change, so, to net metering, just because these programs are coming online.
All right. Good.
You'd be a good test case.
Yeah, well, we tried.
Okay. Do you have panels on your roof?
Oh, we have them on the Historical Society.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Great. Do you have any other questions I can, here? Okay. All right.
And
Nice.
you said you had a card?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna leave you with I hope I have one.
Danielle can get in touch with you.
Oh, here we go. I have a lot of other business cards from events I've gone to, so you can.
You can give us somebody else's card.
Okay, this one's not mine.
That's okay.
This one is mine.
Okay. Yeah,
So, anytime after next Tuesday, Katie?
Okay, perfect.
yeah.
I really appreciate your time.
All right, thank you
so
for
much.
coming.
Yeah.
That's careful.
Yeah, I want you. I'll leave a couple more of my cards, just in case anyone,
We get credit for these, right?
yeah.
I wouldn't
Says, oh, I want to sign up
until you
immediately.
got a deal with the town that you give them $200 for
Yeah.
me signing up. So you just talked me out of it.
Wonderful. I'll just put these here, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'd rather have 16% off my bill than give those bums.
Yeah. All right, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
All righty. Nice updated poverty abatement, I guess there was a change in this.
No, it didn't really change. Just as I read through it, there were some spaces in there that made it look like something was missing. And so I just had
Just to clean it up a little bit.
clean it up.
Is there a date in that too as well?
Hmm?
Can you date that? I don't know if there's a date line on there or not, there should be.
All right, I'll write the date on it.
No.
There is no date.
We just talked about that today.
You gotta
It was a
rewrite
bit
it
better, I
again.
thought. Please.
We can just put a date on it.
Just somewhere.
Says policy adoption date.
There we go.
What date is it, 16?
Got it.
Yep.
Alrighty, scholarships. We have quite a list of applicants here. And we've all had a chance to go over them. What do you guys think?
I think what we talked about last time was splitting it evenly.
I mean, I agree with all.
Me too.
I think all them kids deserve it. I mean, they're
Yeah.
a bunch of smart kids.
It's amazing, some of the work that these students do here.
Yeah.
What we found though is that not everybody applied for all of the, or for both of them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So the way this is divvied up is, for those who applied for the school fund, we divvied that up 4 ways and gave each an equal share, and then for the WMDW, divided 6 ways, and that was divided up, so then some people will get some from both.
Yeah.
A question. Are these all new students? Are they coming out of high school? Or are these older students that are going back to school?
Some of these students have never grabbed this 2-3 years in a row. They're still in college now.
Technically speaking though, you can't get it your first semester, you have to have been.
You have to prove yourself for by a semester.
Well,
worth of
the idea
study.
behind it was that you don't give it to somebody who might take the money and not go to school.
Right,
Yeah.
I got that.
Actually, what Norm Blake's suggestion, they figure out your financial status in the fall, and the school decides how much money they'll give you based on your financial status in the fall. So if you give it to them for the second semester, they actually get it. Otherwise, it just gets deducted from what the school would give them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, for these students, we did get their, statement of what they're receiving.
Uh-huh.
Every one of them is short, so.
So they really do need the money.
Right.
That's great, that's
We
great.
see some of the costs and stuff that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's pretty common, somebody, there's one at the University of Maine Fund, it's $51,000 a year.
Right.
You know, so,
Right.
there's some costs involved.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, I move that we, award the applicants according to the SMART.
I'll second it. All in favor?
I got a question on the scholarship. There was a comment made, I think one of them's going for a PhD. I think we wanted to bring up whether or not the policy should say, is it undergraduate only, is it for everything? How does that work?
Well, at this point, there is no
Right, well, I didn't know if you
discrimination,
wanted to
so
look at that.
I wouldn't have an impact on today's award.
No,
But
but,
if, we wanna look at it and see if we wanna make limitations on, that would be something to talk about.
Yeah. I don't think that should matter.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think you're going to be a doctor, you wanna get money.
Yeah, the cost is still high.
Yeah, and even if you go to like a community college too, it's,
Yeah.
I think, you know, they've got the ambition, they wanna go, just help them out, you know?
And who knows, they may pay back Baldwin in a huge way,
Yeah.
20, 30 years down the
True,
road.
then they'd be on the planning board, you know?
Might be a local doctor.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
so leave that out then, doesn't sound like anything needs to be reviewed then.
Well, it's not in the policy right now, so.
Well, I was gonna give you guys a policy at your workshop, but if you guys are all in agreement, then I will put it on there.
Right. Alrighty. Florida beach stickers. Is that time already?
Ben McKinney made a comment, this summer, before the balance in the sand pond account dumps into fund balance, do we wanna use some of that to order next year's stickers, so at least,
To be ahead of it?
not, you'd be ahead of it, and, you know, you wouldn't have that expense the following year.
Yep. So we gotta decide the color?
Yeah, I was looking at him.
Oh, no, we can't deal with this right now.
I think we ought to have a brighter color for sticker.
Brighter,
Yeah, I could probably try it orange,
orange,
Orange and
yeah, because red don't shine up that good
oh boy.
on vehicles.
I wonder if they get any neon ones.
I don't know if neon, you don't wanna do neon yellow or anything,
You can ask anyways, right?
something that will really, really show up in windshield.
Well, it'd be easier for him, that's all.
Yeah.
I could just ask that.
Lime is a real bright color. Lime.
Yep.
What was they this year? They
They were red.
red?
Yeah.
Last year they was almost clear.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that was a mistake.
That was
Yeah. Well, we'll learn by a mistake.
That's right.
Let me just ask Cardinal what would be good for a windshield.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lime,
Or white.
neon.
the white, yeah.
White might be
I don't
cheaper.
know.
Yeah,
I don't know about white.
white with black lettering.
You see it at a distance, there's a little white square.
Yeah.
you know?
the color of your jacket.
Yeah.
Thing is, you know,
He's the one that's gonna check them.
Right.
yeah,
Make him happy.
the next year's gonna change again anyway, so we can go through any of the bright colors. Alright. Let's see, building repairs, broken pipe in the employee bathroom, and oil tank number 1 is plugged. You said the pipe is the drain pipe in the bathroom?
Robin was cleaning the
Yeah.
employee bathroom and she was doing the sink and the drain pipe and she rubbed it down and the whole thing just went boop.
And it's the bottom of the trap,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the two nuts have broke one, you know, they've rotted right off.
Oh, no.
And one pipe that's coming out of the bottom of the trap where it's copper is rotted right off.
Oh.
You need a plumber.
Yeah, it's still up right in her
50
hand.
years old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
should we get a plumber
I
on
had that
that
happen in
or
our house in Wyndham.
Selectmen fix that?
Oh, no, you need a plumber.
Okay.
Where is that? The new bench?
No.
No, the old town office.
Oh,
They use it as a break room.
And the oil tank,
Oh, yeah.
Sam Brown made a note on their bill and we didn't get it until today. Oil tank is plugged, you need to fix ASAP, so,
Yeah, they should've notified us immediately.
I'm gonna call Mona to see if he can bring in the ticket on stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I got a hold of Matt Sanborn and I just saw him poke his head in. He was gonna check the boiler because there was a concern of, if it was cleaned or not in the summer. He said it was clean June, July timeframe, but he was gonna check it to make sure
Yeah.
everything looked. And he was going to take a look. He says that must be the vent that they're talking about, so he was gonna look at that as well. So
Okay.
Matt's gonna take care of it.
okay.
Might have meant him that we heard banging in there.
Yeah, he poked his head in after a bang, so.
How about the piping? The hammer that we were just watching last week. Looking crazy. Alright, so that's taken care of then. Renting out community center, 2 requests, Thanksgiving Day and baby shower in January. But does somebody wanna do a Thanksgiving dinner down here?
A large family they have like 30 people, and they just wanted to inquire on whether or not that would be possible or not. It would be actually on Thanksgiving Day, and they do wanna use the kitchen, and set up the gymnasium for their Thanksgiving.
We have a standard rate for it?
I can come up with one, it would just require somebody to let them in and let them out on Thanksgiving Day, so I wasn't sure if that was gonna be doable or not.
I'm not even gonna be in town that day.
What time they coming?
I don't know, I'd have to get the details.
Get the details, I can come down.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure with COVID, it's been kinda shut down, and is that okay if we open stuff back up, or,
Yeah, they're gonna clean up afterwards, right? That'd be
Yeah.
one of the other conditions that they clean up after themselves.
okay.
They're gonna use the oven, you say?
Yeah, I believe, yeah. Yep.
Learn much about it. I think so.
You're gonna charge them something.
We have rates, so we can revisit it if we're gonna open the community center back up.
Yeah, yeah,
You guys wanna review rates at your workshop?
sure. You're gonna let them know though, 'cause
I'll call her
our
back
next
and say,
workshop is pretty close to the Thanksgiving Day.
oh yeah, next week, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You know, baby shower in January?
Yep, someone came in today and asked if it was open and if they could rent it in January for a baby shower,
I say yes.
so, okay. Alright,
I'd say we play it by ear.
Play by ear.
Yeah, and see, I mean, we got an update, COVID right now going on, so. 2 more families in East Baldwin have got it.
Really?
I just found out today, yeah.
Does the state have any mandates on group gatherings? As far as
State
masks?
guidance is pretty lenient right now.
Yeah.
If you're vaccinated, everybody else in your family is vaccinated, or if it's just your family, it's kind of up to you. They don't require masking or anything.
Okay, update on the water system.
I don't have anything to add over what we talked about last time.
I talked to Charlie today.
What was he say?
He got some prices, for the VOC test, with Northeast Labs in Westbrook. The mortgage test typically runs $200, but a specific VOC test with Northeast is $550 to retest it. And he wants to know whether or not
Wrong
he wants to
business.
move forward or
Yeah,
not.
no kidding.
It would basically be a retest of what the state did.
Okay. And then he was, and we didn't get anything else from him though about, that's for the VOC.
So that would be VOCs only.
Yeah, and then there was also a test that he would run for the functions of the water system.
He didn't even mention that. He did mention about the tanks and replacing the tanks. You can't get the tanks that fall.
Because of supply problems.
We just can't find them. So he's gonna look at smaller tanks or some sort of setup. So he wanted me to call him back tomorrow, whether or not you wanted to move forward with that. And yeah.
The reason I ask is because we just put the system through a double flush,
I told him.
and he was going to come out and test it, to see how it was functioning.
Okay.
Which I think would be just, another water test. In addition to this one.
I told him that you guys flushed it.
Yeah.
And he didn't mention about the other stuff.
But my opinion is we need to get the second test done. The first one didn't cost us anything, quite honestly. It was.
I think we'll do it too. We'll at least know that.
We'll know whether or not there's VOCs coming in on the raw water, I think. And, hopefully, the control water that they use in this test is not contaminated. That's what. I move that we have this test done.
I'll second.
Yeah. Okay.
And you want me to ask him about that other test?
Yeah.
Okay. Other test. What was it gonna test?
Well, it was gonna test the functioning of a water softening system, and I think he said there was possibly arsenic and uranium that was also supposed to be filtered out by the system. And we'd like to have a test for those, to see that it's functioning or not.
Okay.
Because if it's not, it might mean that we gotta have the tanks with resin crystals replaced. And test for the, test for the alkalinity of the system as well. That said if you were not properly dosing it, it makes your water very corrosive.
Well,
And the dosing system's not working.
This problem we've had on this sink out here today, where it's corroded right off, I wonder if that's got something to do with that.
Could be, he thought it wasn't working, so.
Well, we know it's not even plugged in.
I know.
Randy did stop in on Monday and asked if we wanted him to top it off with ResCare, and I said I don't think it much matters at this point because it's not working. So, isn't that right?
I'm not sure.
Do you want him to do that, or?
If it's been drawn down, I would put some in.
Okay.
There's two places there. There's one inside the salt tank for the blue stuff, right? Yeah. And then there's the other one that's a dosing system that's not working.
I wonder if that's why they put that in there like that.
It may be, I don't know. I'd like to make sure that the water system's working correctly though.
Yeah, right. This is the kids here, people drink it. All right. ARPA funds.
We got money, what are we gonna do with it?
Well, this is one thing we can do with that.
I think there is money in there to, work on community things, but we have to dig into it a little bit and make sure we know how.
Yeah.
How you have to document the spending of money.
Yeah.
This is a fund where we can tap into this to pay employees who work through COVID.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure.
I haven't dug into it, the initial look at it, that we, couldn't use it to replace general fund money, but, or fund balance money, but,
Well, I was talking last night over there, that they got until, I think it's 2026.
mm-hmm.
I mean, we got that much, I mean, this is something we're gonna jump on right off quick or anything, but it's something that is reminded us.
Plus, we've got expenses that are ongoing.
Well, Sylvia's looking into it too.
Yeah.
Like you said, you get the hands, I give the money, but they
Yeah.
tie our hands. And
They tell you you got this money coming and we've already got, well, 50% what we're getting, but then you can't spend it.
Yeah.
You know?
They told us to sit on it for a while, but anyway.
Yeah.
There's a lot of politics in there.
Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah.
Look at all this money we're getting in the town.
Yeah.
Is it for stimulus?
It's ARPA. It's COVID relief money. We call it, what's the ARPA stand for?
American Rescue Plan or something.
It's relief for the costs and the pain and suffering caused by.
Yeah, so, there's one way that you can qualify to just put it right into your coffers, that is if you can show that your revenues dropped from 2 years ago or something like that. Unfortunately, ours went up, so we can't do that, but there are other ways you can spend it too.
Did we have a loss of income from the community center?
Nope. You don't look at it that way, you look at it your overall revenue, there's a formula.
Okay.
And you just go to your income and your expenses, and plug it in, it tells you right away whether you qualify that way or not.
Yeah.
All right, Baldwin Active Kids Program. What's up with that?
Okay, so the back in class,
Oh, yeah.
as of yesterday.
All from the,
And Danielle, you can, receive these from, Ariel this evening. When I talked to her on the phone, I reminded her that she was gonna give us some rules and regulations on how she's gonna operate. If you could make copies of these for the selectmen. I think they're a start, but they're certainly not the end. And I think one of the primary things is that we need to make sure that staff and children wear masks when inside. That's the rule at the school. I asked her to mirror what the school rules are.
Except when they beat, right?
Hmm?
Except when they beat.
Well, yeah.
You know, what about sanitizers and, I'm thinking like Lysol wipes, the wipe things down with.
I don't know what the process of the school would be. Might be we have to go to the school ourselves and get a copy of what their protocols are within a classroom.
I sent you guys the plan that they went back to school with, that's what they're operating on. But the school board had to approve that.
One of you folks want to take that and run with it, or you want me to do it? But I mean, what she's provided are very basic. And I think there needs to be a little more specific.
started wiping down the tables and stuff, on the doorknobs. So they don't transfer
Yeah,
stuff.
I like to look over what the high school's doing.
I read the stuff that you sent to us.
I thought that was the agreed to plan, but I think they have to notify parents if that plan has changed and all, but maybe they have something internal and I don't know. They had a whole section on their website for COVID.
I don't remember seeing it, but,
What's that?
I don't know, like, getting too old. What you sent us, what they do at the school.
Oh, I can print it out for you or send it again.
Yeah, send it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let you send it to me again, and I'll.
Yeah.
And I'll see if I can communicate to her that as a minimum, we're looking for everybody to be wearing masks when they're inside. I don't think this COVID's going away, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
And people in Europe are really,
They get hit hard, right?
Yeah.
they're worried. And, we've seen the pattern is that, kind of rolls around from east to west. I don't know if it blows across from the winds or what, but I just read again, did I miss something here? The white-tailed deer have it.
Yes, yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, and, they're starting to wonder, how can you control something that seems to be infecting a lot of different animals? Not just white-tailed deer, it's, some household pets can carry it.
Just a thought, if you're gonna review those policies, I wonder if you shouldn't look at reviewing what you wanna do when you're gonna rent out the community center.
Sure.
Especially in the kitchen, as far as
Yeah,
what you're gonna ask people to do.
Yeah, afterwards, yeah.
We have a comment, someone came in today and, was very open that they were very much unvaccinated and did not wear a mask. And it kinda caught me off guard. Should we put signs at the entryway that, and again, it's just like a store, if you're unvaccinated, wear a mask please. I don't know if it was, I don't know. It was very odd. I don't know how to deal with it, but.
Okay, maybe we can look at our own too.
Yeah. Probably should, if you haven't been vaccinated, who knows, we're not gonna, I don't think we'll test them, but we'll make sure that,
It's better to have a policy, stiff policy, I think, than a loose one.
This is the first time it's happened, it just so happened it was this morning, so.
It's a problem though, we don't know.
Yeah.
Who's vaccinated, who isn't vaccinated.
That's right.
It's a tough situation.
And whether they'll be honest.
Yeah.
Well, even if you're vaccinated, you can sometimes contract it.
Yeah,
It's just not as bad. Not
Exactly,
nearly,
yeah.
but still.
I mean, I'm
Still making
vaccinated, but
people
I'm
sick.
wearing a mask because I don't wanna get it, this
Yeah.
disease I have, I don't,
Yeah, it's a bit of a numbers game, but, seems to me that the most effective things are masks and vaccines.
And washing your hands.
well, yeah, that's the most important.
And
Yeah.
throwing away the used mask.
Yeah.
People just wear it, crumple in pocket, wear it again, put a prop pocket. Like, what good is that?
Please wash it.
Well, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are definitely becoming very much more vocal about how they feel about it.
Yeah.
I've noticed in the office, that they're not bashful about if they're for it or against it, it's just different, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the numbers keep going up and up and up, and it's still,
Okay, I'll take a look at it. If you will send me the things you got from the school.
Yep, I can do
And
it.
I'll take a copy of those. See if I can get something to her, in the next few days. All right.
December 4th, town That's good.
Cardinal is, printing, and hopefully this week they'll start sending out copies to residents.
Okay. Reminders, Wednesday, 11/17, Chelsea cleaning, 11:30, we'll finish.
We have to do the kitchen and, a few little things in the kids. But then she's gonna she does an excellent job. Wow, what a difference. So she did a very good job, and she's gonna do our wing.
What did it cost us for the, first bill? $30 an hour?
No, she was different, I'd have to look that up. She was a ballpark price, basically, so.
And where's Randy? What's his situation?
He came in Monday and, he's going into the doctor's on Wednesday, just getting better. They're gonna make inserts for his boots, he says, so he's hoping to get back very soon.
This Delcy lady, she's available, but we need to go another time.
Yeah, she's right here in State Falls, and oh my gosh, she's cleaning the other room, the other wing, and the doors weren't even open, we could just smell the cleaning, it was so nice and fresh. She did a great job.
Good chemical
She's
cleaning.
doing the gym floor, she's gonna clean the whole gym floor with her products, and, yeah. Okay.
Saturday, 11/20/21, town office will be open till 8 a.m. to 12. So they're gonna be open this Saturday instead of the following Saturday. Next Tuesday, the 23rd, will be workshop meeting, 6 p.m. Wednesday, the 24th, town office will be closed at noontime. Daniel's taking vacation, school is off. Okay, you'll be here Monday and Tuesday, Danielle? Okay. And Thursday, Friday, 26th, of course, the town office will be closed for Thanksgiving holiday. Mary, you got anything?
No, thank you.
Art show.
I what?
Art show.
Oh, well, you know that?
Yeah.
Saturday, Mary Fennell and I are going to be revealing, 18 watercolors that we've done of Baldwin's history.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've got them mounted and framed, and they're gonna be down at the library, the room down, adjacent to the library.
Yeah.
Attached to it. She and I have worked on those paintings for, almost a year, and, Sharon helped us a lot. She gave us photographs of places that either aren't in existence anymore or have changed dramatically through the years. And they're all black and white photos, so Mary and I have put them into color. And, I'm very proud of my watercolors, and I know she's very proud of hers as well.
Oh, wow.
So we hope a lot of people are gonna come. I put a notice out on the door.
Okay.
And there's gonna be one in the Shoppers Guide as well tomorrow.
Okay.
And I know, Sharon has put out, the emails to all the Historical Society members, and Sally Williams, who is the president at the Hiram Historical Society, she is unbelievable. She just does all the historical societies in the entire area.
Mm-hmm.
So she sent out a notice, and other people, some of my friends have posted it on Facebook, and so, in other areas too. So, hopefully we'll get well attended. It'll be fun. It's gonna be Saturday from, 1 to 3. How's that?
That's perfect. Drum roll.
Well worth coming to see, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'm very proud of my work. I'm proud of the watercolors I've done. Yeah, I do good watercolors anyway, but
Yeah.
I'm very proud of these, because they're historical, and, hopefully they'll go down in history as people will remember me.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
Now, they they gonna be on display anyplace afterwards?
Yeah, we're gonna leave them there for a while, aren't we?
Yeah.
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 But and eventually they'll go into the historical display, we hope. We gotta find places for them.
Well, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Kathy?
I don't like talking about Christmas before Thanksgiving, but.
I know it.
Second Sunday in December is when we generally do our tree lighting at 4. So we're gonna try to do that, but I don't know if it's all gonna work, you know, with this COVID thing and so forth. I have no idea. Last year it worked great. Santa came up, he had a face shield on, the kids came up individually, they talked with him, had a great chat. We sang songs evenly spaced around and turned the lights on. No food was involved, but at least we had a nice time and we got a pretty good turnout.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the form that we're taking again this year. We'll see if it works.
Yeah.
Still have to make sure that Santa knows that he's on tap.
I've written him my letter. So.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's mailbox, there's an address in the post office for letters to Santa. And where was I think it was the Hannaford in Wyndham has a great big box. Maybe it's the Rennie's, I don't know, one of those buildings has a big box that you can put your letters in.
Really?
Yeah. Other than that, I think we're good. Thanks.
Good. Joe?
So about 6 weeks ago, Wes talked to you about changing the structure for building permits for solar farms. And I wondered if you guys are gonna talk about it.
We haven't mentioned that. Yeah, anything,
Well, the only thing I know was when you compare prices around, we're the lowest price around right now.
But I think the problem was that Wes had a problem charging on what they said it cost them to build the project, and everybody has a different idea of what you mean by cost of project.
Yeah.
And if you just did it by square footage of panels, done. I think that's what he was asking for something simpler.
Yeah, because I think, either Porter or Parsonsfield was 25 cents a square foot, you know, on the panel size and stuff.
Yeah.
And it made it, the permit for the size, you know, that when you, almost 100% more than what we was getting.
Yeah, I'm not in favor of the price going up or down. I'm not speaking about that. I'm really supporting Wes on what a tough job it is to say, this is the amount of the building permit. I hope you're being honest with me.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
So I just,
building permit, right?
Yeah. So I'm just, supporting Wes there and encouraging you guys to talk about it officially.
Yeah. No, we haven't really, I thought about it after that. I think we probably should come up with something solid.
That was the current number set.
$8 1,000, or I think it's $8. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And how was that set? How was that determined?
We took, the one from Cornish, we took their policy and used what they was using. There's a difference between what they tell you the cost was and then what they report to the government.
Yeah.
And,
Quite a big difference.
yeah, there was a difference item.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And is the town going after them for that? No.
I think they could go after them, but I don't know if you'll ever get it.
Right, so that, make an honest person out of everybody,
She said, you see the farm that opened up in Farmington today, started?
I've heard of it.
Geez, they showed a picture of it tonight on I think it was 400 acres. I mean, it was like 4 different solar farms and stuff, massive.
Wow.
And big panels.
My friends say you drive and you just keep on driving.
It's like cornfield.
I know what that 60 acres out back on my land looks like. It's huge.
Yeah. Well, do that about 9 times over.
I guess.
Unbelievable.
like driving across Texas, you keep going, and it's just all these wind farms. I mean, it just goes on forever. I've never, ever experienced it.
And a lot of those have never even been, they've used tax credits to support them and stuff, they've never even generated electricity yet.
It's mind-boggling.
T-Bone Pickens owned a lot of them and stuff like that, then right in the middle of it, he sold them. So, plus you got the tax credits, California's the same way.
Well, I could just speak for Texas, that's all, I haven't gone across.
I don't understand how we rely on a source of electricity that's only good for 5 or 6 hours a day. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
I think these battery things that they're talking about now is probably gonna have quite a lot to do with that.
Yeah, but the size of the battery to make up for the other 18 hours a day.
That kind of scares me too. I'm thinking like a battery in a car, what do you do with it after you get, you know?
When, you remember ComStat, when it was in business up in Andover?
Yeah.
We used to have to go up by once a year and haul the batteries for storage out of there. And we used to haul them back to Louis Mack, you know, when he was in Portland before he went over to Warren Avenue. So it was 3 tractor trailer loads of batteries.
Yeah, but those were lead acid batteries.
Yes, and they was about 1 foot square and 3 foot high. They was big batteries. And that's why we had to go to his place, because when we dumped them out, because we used trailer dumps to do it, they had to go into a pit, so all the acid was supposedly caught, but sometimes that don't happen.
Yeah.
No, it was nasty. But this stuff they got now, high-tech stuff.
Nastier.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
I don't understand it. You know what I mean?
You can only hope for the best on it.
Yeah.
We only hope that the technology that got us here is gonna be smart enough to eventually get us to a better solution.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like Bob mentioned, you're in Europe, there's places over there that started with electric cars. They've got them parked now because they're so expensive to repair, they can't afford to keep them running.
Wow.
So,
My husband's aunt she had an electric car, and she wouldn't give it to us. We didn't want it, we didn't take it. We don't want that thing, no.
No, I don't blame you.
Yeah, they are expensive. Anything else, Joe?
No, that was enough, apparently.
You get something, Paul?
Well, I have a question, and I'm somewhat limited on my knowledge of the state requirements for billboards. But as I came down to the end of Depot Street, I see a sign that looks, I don't know, very suspicious to me as to whether it's allowed to be there. It's a big sign that has lights on it, and, you know, Depot.
Yep.
The morning one?
Yeah.
I wondered about that too, I said that to Kenny, I said, I don't know if that's legal.
Is it a business?
Yep.
It must be his property, is it?
I don't know.
We do not have a sign ordinance.
I thought we did.
Nope.
No.
I thought we had it revised, and
Yeah.
What I've heard though is when somebody comes in for a business or something, you can tell them what
They recommend.
Right.
We, as a condition of the conditional use permit of everything since I've been on the board,
Yeah,
and it's,
they ask.
what is it? 20 square feet.
They're not lit up or illuminated or.
And then we talk about the lights.
turn them down, not up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It violates all of it, I know.
I think that.
I did see one of the lights is out
It's
today.
shining up now. The lights are.
I think it's got solar powered lights, and one of them is out
Yeah.
today.
So, Bob, you were haying that field for Joni, for the
I
critters.
cleared it.
Is that their land, or?
Yeah, it belongs to, the guy who put the sign up. The house there, used to be the Milliken house, has changed hands a number of times, in the last 4 or 5 years. And, I talked to the gentleman that owns it now, and he said, yeah, you can continue to hay it, but, you know, as long as I don't interfere with him. That backside's awful muddy anyway, so I can't.
Yeah.
point, there's, no controls that we have in terms of, meeting requirements for signs or lighting or.
Well, is it for a business, is it signed it? That's your problem. It's that he obviously doesn't have a conditional use permit. I haven't seen anybody from that house come to us for a conditional use permit.
What's the business for? What do they do there?
It's a mortgage.
How about US Mortgage or
USA
something?
Mortgage, he was here handing out waters at town, at the
Oh, that
voting
was
center.
it, this guy?
So he should get a conditional use permit.
So he's-
But he doesn't live in that house?
No.
Well, how did he get the, I mean, how is,
Muller house?
The John Mullins old house,
Yeah.
the ranch.
Really? That changed hands?
So I've been told.
Yeah.
What's the name of the guy?
I think it's on a sign.
Yeah, there's a name on the sign.
yeah, there is a sign.
Yeah.
So is he like renting that land or is?
No, he owns it.
Oh, he bought it,
He
okay.
bought the house and stuff.
So he owns the house that's behind, that's why I keep asking, and I keep saying no.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
good, there we go,
I'm
I'm all
wondering
set.
if I met him, but I didn't get his name when I talked to him.
That's something we should, send Wes after.
I think you should at least go look at it.
Well, he looks
In
at
a
the
phrase
sign,
with-
he drives by every day, but
I'd hate to see too many more like that go up in our town.
I know.
I thought the state had
Billboard
laws
signs.
about
Yeah,
signs, I
billboards.
mean, you gotta,
Yeah.
well, no, but any sign, I mean, you have to go, like, I know when Mary wanted to have, when she did the Applehead dolls, she couldn't just put a sign out, she had to go, get a permit and a little
Well,
sign.
the ones you get from the state, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
you can't just do that, I mean, the state of Maine has pretty stringent laws about that,
There's
I
certain conditions about what's
it's
considered a billboard.
scenic byway.
That's right.
Yeah.
We are. That sign detracts from the scenic byway.
Yes.
He was upset with me because I wouldn't let him store his snowmobile on my land.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's true.
No, really?
This guy who lives in John Muller's house,
In the
the old house.
yeah, this guy lives in John Junior's house,
Oh, okay.
the ranch.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know where his business is. Anyway.
Could be on his computer,
Hmm?
could be on his computer, where his business is.
It could be.
Doesn't need a storefront necessarily,
No, it still needs
a business.
yeah.
Yeah, you charge personal property tax for people with computers, don't you?
Yeah, we do, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Well, people don't pay it, but we charge.
yeah.
I never heard that one.
I think of that every now and then.
Yeah.
He's been awful quiet.
He has been, yeah, yeah. No more emails, no more name calling.
No.
Friend of yours too. Anything else, Paul?
No, that's it.
Yeah,
No
Gary?
controversy.
Good quiet up there. Okay, Danielle?
Good.